It's time to eat up, red like a speeder, taking it deeper, and that's how it better be. I never let the comparison get to me. I just remember the promises meant for me. I know the enemy and that he sent for me. I keep the blood of the lemons my centerpiece. I cannot trust in no crystals or energy. Look at the chemistry, it do not even mix chemically. Most of the tricks they be gimmicks, they mimic the truth. It's poison.
Music licensing reimagined.
Apply it, the fire can stand to the tallest of giants, the tyrant and all the suppliers are scheming and lying. They selling us dreams and we buying it. Show me the chicken, I'm frying it. Show me the dough and I'm prying it. Ain't never lacking it, so what I'm packing, he taking it, he magnifying it. They say you ain't bout it. Tell them that you finna make it, but they doubt it. But you rose like the flower. Tell me what it's like to live with superpowers. I don't know, but I'ma get it.
Artlist.io.
I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I just know that I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Queen Tanya, California. You know, today's been a very long day. I have work in the morning, so I can't stay on here too long. But I just wanted to jump on here real quick because after listening to so much different stuff that's been going on the YouTube streets, oh my gosh, I ran across this story. Houston, I think we have a problem. I think it would be safe to say that everybody should go and make sure that they laid their loved ones to rest with the right people. The video that I'm going to play is for educational purposes. And with that said, let's talk about it, Houston.
Okay, I'm Constable Alan Rosen, Harris County Precinct 1, and today this is an 8-month investigation that culminated into the arrest of Javon Major and Sandy Broussard. And investigation was initially prompted to us by the Texas Funeral Commission Service, and we worked it in conjunction with the Texas Rangers of DPS. And this is a case that absolutely turns my stomach. It turns my stomach because you're dealing with
I
people
think we're worried about the wrong
vulnerable
things.
time of their lives after they've lost somebody that they loved and cared for. And for me, that's what makes this case so important. The victims, the families behind me, are people that were taken advantage of. They were manipulated, and they were completely snowballed, and fraud was committed against them. In this case, right.
Okay. Does it matter what side?
Javon Major would say he's a funeral director. He would say he was an embalmer. And these families would reach out, or he would reach out to them and get their confidence, get their buy-in, and he would get them to give them money. He would ask them for insurance policies, all to defraud them. So the way he would do it is he would get online and he would see that somebody died, and he would reach out to the family and say, I was friends with the deceased. I knew him when he didn't know him. And he would get the confidence of these people behind me and convince them to give them insurance policies, to which he would forge documents and take the insurance money from them. In many instances, people were supposed to get ashes of their loved one. And to this day, some don't know if they've got their actual loved one's ashes. Funerals were supposed to take place.
I just wanted to stop it right there. I just want to say that here out in California, we have the same issue that went on with a funeral home called Cooley's. So I understand, because sometimes I wonder, do I have my loved one's ashes? Here we go.
And there would be no funeral. Embalming was supposed to take place. And this is hard to talk about. embalming was supposed
Sorry
to
about
take
that.
place on some of these family members, and it didn't happen. And so there is a long list.
Pain in
Since
their
this
eyes.
case is broke, we have had 50 people contact us, giving us additional suspects that we're going to be looking at potentially. So this is going to be an ongoing investigation. It's by no means shut. Um, it's just truly sad to me that you have people in the most vulnerable times of their lives be taken advantage of by somebody like this. And so we have to put a stop to it. We did put a stop to it. I'm proud of the work that our investigators did to bring Javon Major and Sandy Broussard to justice. And we're going to hear from some of the victims whose family members uh, were stolen from. There was a $26,000 insurance policy that he changed the name on after he got the confidence of I'm going to call them victims because that's what they are. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Brittany, Ernest, who was a first victim who had an insurance policy that was forged against him. Ernest? Just tell us how it got started, Ernest.
Yes,
Say your name.
my name is Ernest Satcher Aquanican, and my sister's name is Deidre Satcher Greenleaf. And my first cousin name is James Chuck Abram. And Mr. Majors took advantage of our family. And actually, he's related to. And the hurting part about it is when a family is grieving, at their lowest point, this individual had the nerve to take advantage of us. You know, things that we signed contracts stating what we were going to pay this man, yet he forged my future brother-in-law signature, who was a city council, and stole all the money from my family. And it's just a hurting thing. You know, it's kind of difficult to even talk about because it's just a time when people are actually at their worst, you know, losing a loved one. And you have individuals that have no remorse for human life, or individuals for themselves that for that most. And I'm just saying, I'm just hurt. I'm just, you know, just difficult to talk about.
Can you tell us how you, did you try to get your money back and how was it trying to work on that?
Well, we did get the insurance policy back because Funeral Express, with the help of Chris Haran, matter of fact, I want to give utmost respect to this man. He said what he was going to do, and he actually did this. So we was actually able to get it back from the funeral service, who Mr. Major, he would take your policy and send it to this company called Funeral Express. And what they're like a finance company. And they would give him the money for a small price before the funeral service even take place. So he was able to do that. But with the help of Mr. Investigator Haran, we was able to get the money back from the Funeral Express, and, you know, it came back to the family. So I'm very thankful for that. That was one of the positive outlooks. But still, my cousin today, a year later, she's never had received a death certificate. The names were wrong on my sister's death certificate. We sit down with this man and told him the names and spelled it out for him. But still, we have no death certificate and no ashes.
Commercial break.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you guys want to talk to them later and get more information, feel free to.
Brittany, yeah.
Oh, Brittany, yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany Hall. We were recently scammed this weekend. We laid my dad to rest. So our family were already dealing with his passing because it was unexpected. He found me on social media. He stated that he can do the church for us and he can do the venue with decorations and everything. So thank God we didn't go through him for the funeral. We went through eternal rest. The day of the funeral home literally was at the church and no one, he was not there. He was supposed to pay. I had tried to contact him the day before. He started not answering the phone. He kept saying, okay, I'm going to meet you. I'm going to meet you. And then he just went ghost. So my auntie called him the day of the funeral. He said, yes, ma'am, I'm going to be there at 9 a.m. The day of the funeral, completely gone, nowhere to be found. So we had to double pay the church. We paid him as well as pay the church. Now my issue is with this funeral home. I don't know if he's doing it on accident or purposely, but he's putting Family Care Mortuary on these invoices with his signature. So someone has to be responsible. It's not only him doing this work. So someone has to come up and be like, we're grieving. How can y'all even let this man get away with this? Y'all know what they know what he's doing. Trust me, because we have contacted that funeral home, and she knows what's going on. So honestly, I just hope justice is served. Our story is not even clear. It's not even close to what other people are speaking about. Someone reached out to me today. He gave her the wrong ashes. The way she knew he gave her the wrong ashes is because the morgue found her boyfriend's body, and that was the body that was supposed to get the ashes. So she's been living with someone ashes for months that she thought was her loved one. This is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. So please, if we can just get justice served, please.
Yes.
Give your name, please.
Yes.
My name is Pamela Budley, and my son is Clifford Bogan. We came in contact with Mr. May. He told me his name was Major Johnson. When we came in contact with him the day of my son's funeral, we had to beg him at like 3 a.m. in the morning. He cut his phone off. We had to beg him to see my son, and how we saw him was on FaceTime. That is ridiculous to see your loved one on FaceTime the day of the funeral. He came an hour and a half late to my son's funeral, threw my son inside the church, jumped in the truck, ran back out the truck, came back in the obituary at 12:30 was his funeral. That is ridiculous. And after he did that, my son was switched down in the casket with all his family members, with all his family, with his staff from Family Care Mortuary. Ms. Brown is the owner of Family Care Mortuary. She was there. I do not know where he had my son at the whole time of where he had his body. His body was warm. It was not cold. They say he leaves the body in the garages, in the houses, abandoned home. This is ridiculous. Somebody out there know where he leaves these bodies at. There's no way in the world that you can bring somebody's body to their services they cold or they smelling. Someone knows something. Someone has to come forward because Family Care Mortuary, Sandy Broussard, Puerto Rican Princess, whoever her name is, all these people know. Everybody knows that he's not a funeral home director. The whole neighborhood, everybody know he leases truck. He coming and he give you a phony piece of paper. Miss Brown know everything. I met her on FaceTime. Their funeral home is 2.5 hours away from Houston, so they scam you till you get a church because you can't go to the funeral home. You ask why you can't go to the funeral home. Don't worry about it. We gonna take care of your mama. That's his favorite word. We gonna take care of your mama. Please come together. All you victims out there, come together. Let's get him and get the whole surrounding of people that knew that this man did not have a license to do these funerals.
Thank you for a break.
I think the transparency.
Thank you so much.
Give us your name, please.
Coriana.
Your last name, if you don't mind.
Oh, Johnson. Coriana Johnson.
Tell us about what happened.
Okay. So he was referred to us through somebody whom my sister know. And he had promised us so many things that he was gonna do for free. He set a price of $14,000. Once he seen the policy was $20,000. He fraudulently signed my dad's name and maxed out the policy. After he did that, he also filled out a crimes victim form to get another additional $6,500, stating that we couldn't pay for the funeral. So that money is being deposited to Family Care Mortuary instead of being to the family who is the victim. When I asked him, like, I just feel like he took my moment with my brother. I asked him, can I do my brother's hair? He did not let me do his hair because we didn't even know what his body was. Everything that he said was going to be done was never done. And like Pam said, whatever the body is.
Let me stop it right there. This is truly hurtful for anyone to sit back and take the time and just think in their own mind, oh, I'm going to scam all these people. See, this is a problem. and excuse me for the commercial breaks. This is the problem. We as Black people are so focused on the negative, and all of our children are out here just dying at a rapid rate. Do you see the pain in these people's face? To know that you received ashes that weren't even or did not belong to your loved one that had lost their life. I won't hold you.
Not anymore. The bodies are too warm. They like my brother looked like he had dirt on his face, like he was already buried and then pulled back out the ground. We didn't get the proper nothing that we asked for that we needed. Like so, I just feel like he took my moment, and I feel like justice just needs to be served. Like he needs to be stopped. Scamming and everything else that he's doing. It's just too many people, and it just hurt. Like now, I just want to grieve properly.
Why is he so successful in what he does? It just has
Because the way that he talked, he trying to present himself as a funeral director. So when he's approaching you, he got a suit on, he looking real nice. You know, he like, oh, I this my business card. Like he got it all planned out, just like a scammer does. It's like you getting a scam call and you just believe it because it sounds good. He's pulling out a form, like he actually pulling out a booklet, like, okay, this is that, and this is what we can do. But everybody that he's going through, this is third party people. This is not people affiliated with the funeral home. So he's calling people like, we need to borrow your car for this funeral. We need to borrow these sprinters, or we need to borrow this, or we need you to make this. That's what he's doing. That's how he's portraying himself.
When you found out that he doesn't have a license, what was your thought?
Oh, it hurted because I've been doing my own investigation for 3 months. And once I posted the video on TikTok, everybody just came forward. And once I started looking into it myself and found out his name is not Major,
Y'all share this
he's not
content.
nothing what he said he was, and everybody started saying the same thing. It all made sense. It hurted me. Like I don't know. I cried. I can't believe it, and I just feel like if justice not served, then we've been failed. Everybody that's hurting.
You still haven't got your money back?
No, we ain't got no money, no nothing. The insurance company told me they paid him 3 days before the funeral. So he already had been paid. So it's no money. Like we didn't get anything. We don't got nothing.
When my son Brian died in a drunk driving accident, I put out a video about it to try to stop young people from drinking and driving. And because of TikTok, I can reach millions of people around the world.
I apologize. I just got stuck in that moment. This is just truly sad. Sad. Ah.
She know what he doing.
Yes, ma'am. You just told your name, please.
My name is Salita Devereaux, and what I had to endure with Mr. Majors was he had me and my son, 2 more people come out to see my son's body after 9 p.m. in a not so safe neighborhood in a church. When me and my son, when we stepped to the steps and the doors were open, this smell just hit us. And when I walked in and I looked at my son, his body was bloated. He was dark. I was able to look under the glasses and I could see what he said was the wax. He made no attempts to reconstruct my son. And I told him, I said, you did not embalm my son's body because it shouldn't have been bloated. It had, he would not let us see my son until we gave him more money. And he continued to tell us, we're losing him. If you embalmed him, we shouldn't be losing him. And once we got there and we viewed my son's body, it was clear that, and with that smell, I had to run out to church because I couldn't deal with the smell. And my son,
He was speechless. My son did not say a word for 2 hours. And after that, the excuse was the smell was because of open wounds. Why should he have open wounds when those are supposed to be taken care of? And when I spoke to him a few days ago, and I mentioned it to him again, what did you do? He said, "Oh, that was the smell in the church. If I take you there right now, it still smells like that." And the words too, and he also, I'd say 9 times out of 10, my son's body was not in the casket at his funeral. It was not in. And now I'm hoping that these ashes that he gave me that I'm wearing, I'm hoping that they are my son's ashes. Now I have to figure out if I have the correct ashes.
Wow.
So as you can hear these victim stories, we know there are other victims out there as well. We want you to contact the Precinct 1 Constable's Office investigation.
Share this content.
Lieutenant Haran is the lead investigator on this case. We do want to hear from you. We do want to honor the memory of those that have been lost and those families that have been left behind to face all this tragedy. And so I can promise you this office will always be about victims, and behind me are victims. And we're going to see to it that they get justice. So I'm happy to answer any questions, or if you have any questions of anybody behind me, we're happy to answer them now.
How did you get involved? How did you find out?
The Texas Funeral Commission Service contacted us locally, and the Texas Rangers, we worked collaboratively with them on this case.
I'm going to go ahead and stop that right there. That's really sad. And I just would like to just say, Houston, if you have family members, loved ones, friends that may have been a part of this scam, reach out. Reach out, because this is horrible. Really sad. I was trying to, well, I will on my community wall upload a picture of this gentleman who posed as a funeral director, mortician. People have received ashes that they don't believe is their family members. This is really wild. But with that said, welcome everyone to Queen Tanya, California. Everyone be blessed, careful, and stay safe. I'm out. Peace.
Get it. I'ma get it. Ayy. I got to drive the bus, the truck, the gas is stuck. I ain't the one to rely on the luck. I put in work and then he show up. I know it's fake to sit in the
Music licensing reimagined.
It ain't me if you saying I stunt. He calling the place and I do what he want. This ain't a front. Glory to G-O-D. It's what you could do with a mustard seed. It's what you could do when you start to believe. Take fear and you cast it inside of the sea. 100% out of me, cause he gave it all on the T when he let it bleed. So what is you saying to me? You just insecure about the love that turned me to a beast. I take a step and I ain't turning back. He made me first cause I know that I'm last. I ain't got time for no thing in the past. Learn from it first and then I react. Hands off me, don't hold me. Get it jumping like a trampoline. All truth ain't no trolling. We in good hands, no folding. They say you ain't bout it. Tell them that you finna make it, but they doubt it. But God did it. But you rose like the flower. Tell me what it's like to live with superpowers. I don't know, but I'ma get it. I'ma get it.
Music licensing reimagined.
I'ma get it. I just know that I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. Ayy, I got the recipe, never gonna let any op get the best of me. Thought it was distance, but haters is next to me. Talk to the spirit, you know I've been heavenly.
iPlus.io.
Trajectory, this ain't a diss cause I say it respectfully. It's time to eat up, bread like a speeder, taking it deeper and that's how it better be. I never let the comparison get to me, I just remember the promises meant for me. I know the enemy and that he's sent for me. I keep the blood of the lemons my centerpiece. I cannot trust in no crystals or energy, look at the chemistry, it do not even mix chemically.